What is up, everyone? Tony here, car blog number 40. I did watch the Apple event, and finally Apple actually made me excited about getting an iPhone. I skipped the whole last year's generation of the S series, the iPhone 6S. I skipped it, and I skipped the iPhone 6S Plus, but the previous one I did just the regular 6, and 6 Plus was my favorite device, actually, as far as iOS. It actually ran real good, and battery life was just amazing. But I do like what they did with the new iPhone 7 Plus. The fact that it has dual cameras in the back, and it has stereo speakers now. I think Apple did a great job. You know, they did real good on that. They have an improved home button / fingerprint scanner. Now it's like touch sensitive, so I gotta check that out. And iOS 10 in general, it seems like it's gonna be a good OS. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-order the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm getting the matte black, or just the flat black finish, and then they have the other one, which is the glossy black, which they're calling jet black. I'm gonna skip that one because that one's a little bit more pricier, and it actually starts off at 128 gigs. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one and just get the regular black one, the black iPhone 7 Plus, which is good because it's also coming with 32 gigs of internal storage starting. So finally Apple has ditched the 16 gig variants, which made a lot of sense because who the heck wants a 16 gig iPhone these days with 4K video recording and all that. So yeah, I'm really excited. I still have the OnePlus 3, which is my daily driver, and it's actually a real good device. Battery life is amazing on it. I have been trying Oxygen OS 3.5.1 community build, and it works pretty good. But yeah, I plan on ordering the iPhone 7 Plus black variant, the 32 gig, so stay tuned for that. I have cases that I already received in the mail for the Plus variant, and it's gonna be real nice. So this is me just telling you guys what's to come on my channel. I always do mostly Android devices, but now it's time to switch over because I like what Apple did. I wasn't impressed last year with their Apple event. I thought it was just they didn't bring anything to the table other than 3D Touch, which my wife has the iPhone 6S, my daughter has the iPhone 6S, and none of them use 3D Touch. So that is just a feature that was actually useless. And you know, in my wife's case and my daughter's case, they don't use it, so they're not taking advantage of that. I think people that actually bought the S variant of the iPhone don't even use 3D Touch. I think they just completely forget about it. So I did have the Note 7. I didn't have a good experience with the Note 7 as far as lag. The device would lag, had a few apps that would crash, the battery life was just crap. So I tried to get, the only time I got real good battery life was when I was on Wi-Fi all day. I did get good battery life, but outside of Wi-Fi, like LTE and daily usage, it was just horrible. I was getting like 3.5 hours of on-screen time, and standby was just not that great either. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that there's a recall on the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, simply because I had a bad experience and I took advantage of that to return the device and get my money back. So the device, in my opinion, is not worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's not worth the $925 you're gonna pay, you know, with the taxes and everything. In some other carriers, you're gonna pay more. But the T-Mobile variant that I had, it was just, I didn't see the value in it. I don't really care for the S Pen. There's people that do, and I'm one of those persons that didn't care for the S Pen. I didn't care for the edges on the display. and I didn't care for the edge features. That's just me. TouchWiz is just an operating system that I just don't like. I'm not a fan of it. I prefer stock Android because it just runs better, just opens apps better, and overall you just get better battery life. And that's the truth. You can ask anybody on YouTube. Stock Android is the better performer, it's the better battery life, and it just all around the OS is just more simpler. There's not a lot of bloat, so you don't have all these extra features baked in. Like Samsung just has overloaded their software with just stuff that you're not going to use. Like, you know, maybe maybe there's someone out there that's going to use it, like the S Pen and the Edge feature. So that's where that phone is going to be based to. But the average user like me, I'm a blue collar worker. I'm not going to use all those features. I'm not going to use the S Pen. I maybe use it maybe once in a while. I did have the Note 5, and I think I used the S Pen maybe 5 times. So the Note 7 dropped the ball this year. Samsung dropped the ball on the Note 7. Apple just crushed them in my eyes from what they did. They came out even with the little earbuds, the Bluetooth earbuds. I don't have an issue with using the Lightning port as headphones because everybody's complaining about, oh, now they're going to give you a little adapter and you're going to have to use the adapter for all your headphones. Well, that's a bunch of bull, because once you get the adapter, you plug it into your headphone wire, to your 3.5mm headphone wire, and that's it. You're not going to be unplugging that thing and putting it in an extra pocket. You're going to leave it right on the wire itself, so it's not going to be an issue. I don't see how that's going to be an issue. You know, Apple, I think by eliminating the headphone jack, I think they're going to have better water resistance. So they also do have water resistance. I forgot to mention that, IP67. So I'm actually thrilled about the iPhone 7 Plus. Finally, they did some great work with the camera. They did finally have, like I said, dual stereo speakers. They fixed the new and improved home button with touch sensitivity. You got the faster processor, which is going to blow every device out the water. So they did it this year. I think that the little increments that they were doing previously, I think this year they actually did real good as far as the increments. You know, you get better camera, dual cameras, which is, I'm like, whoa. So you got the wide angle and you got the regular one, and the zoom is just crazy. So you do have digital optical zoom, so it's gonna be real nice. So they did show some photos on their Apple event, and yeah, all I have to say is I'm getting the phone. I'm excited for it, so stay tuned for it on my channel. I'm gonna unbox it. I have several cases that already came in the mail for it for me to review. Basically, everything I was going to do for the Note 7, I'm not going to be able to do. Like, I have a whole bunch of cases. Actually, I have at least over 10 or 15 cases for the Note 7 that I was going to review here and there and do some giveaways. I'm probably going to end up giving them all away eventually. And as far as revisiting the Note 7, I'm going to revisit the Note 7 now that there's been such a huge recall. The Note 7, you're going to see some refurbished devices. You're going to see a lot of refurbished devices because they actually gathered up all the devices on the recall. They swapped out the batteries, and they're going to be re-releasing those devices again. When that happens, there's going to be a huge selection of refurbished Galaxy Note 7s, and that's when I'll be getting mine. I'll be buying a refurbished unit. Why not? They got so many. I believe they have over 1 million devices that are going to be refurbished because they did recall a whole bunch. So only in the USA, China, I guess they got the good devices over there. So I will revisit the Note 7 eventually. I'm not going to give you a specific time frame because I don't want to rush out and pick up a Note 7 when they start coming back out, because who knows if you're getting, you know, the newer device with the better battery on it. So I'm going to just wait it out for maybe a couple months before I do decide to revisit the Note 7. So yeah, stay tuned for that on my channel. iPhone 7 Plus on the way. And I got another phone that's coming in this weekend. I forgot to mention that also. I'm going to call this phone the ultimate Pokemon Go phone. and you'll see why when you watch my video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.